Now I'm ready to sew my applique circle onto the background fabric. I've cut my background fabric about 7 inches by 7 inches, and I've pressed it. I folded it down this way and pressed it, folded it that way, folded it on the diagonals and pressed it, so that I have these marking lines, and I've marked an X where my center is. I need that to help me line things up. I have my mark here, which makes it so that it's in the center. If I've used white fabric or fabric that I can see through, then I don't have to worry so much about marking it, as I can just line it up on here, put my pattern over the top, and pin it. But not everybody has fabric like that, so let's go over what you need to do. So I've taken a long pin, and I'm going to find the center of this. Let's see, oh, I can't find the center. There we go. Found the center of that, and now I'm going to pin this right into the center of this. And put that pin down, and I now have found the center. I'm going to lay that down, and I'm now ready to pin around the edges. I'm using these bigger pins because when I first start laying this down, the bigger pins are a little bit easier to hold. It's okay to keep these larger pins in, but I actually prefer to use the small pins. So I'm going to put a few of these small pins in. The reason why I like the small pins is because my threads don't get caught up as much on the small pins as they do on the extra on the big pins. But the small pins are a little bit harder to use when you're pinning. So let me take this center one out so that doesn't get in the way, and let me take that out. And now I'm ready to sew. Normally I would be using thread that matches or comes close to what's on the top. In this case, I have this red color thread, and I told you earlier it's silk covered cotton, which makes it much easier for the stitches to glide through. But today I'm going to use this blue that's going to make it easier for everybody to see. So I'm going to pick this up, and I'm going to take my needle, and I'm going to come through from the back, and I'm going to try to poke up right on the very edge of that applique. So here I am right on the very edge. Now I'm showing you this. I haven't picked up anything here yet, just so you know where the needle needs to come out. So let me back this up, and I'm going to come up, and I'm going to take a little bite out of this fabric. So if you see, I'm in the back, and I've come through, and I've just a few threads I've taken out of that red circle, and now I'm ready to go back down, and I'm going to go back down in almost the exact same spot where I came up, and I'm going to scoot over about 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 of an inch. Your applique stitches shouldn't be bigger than about 1/8. So I'm going to show you again with my needle where I'm coming up. I'm coming up right there. So you see, let me go back down. So I'm going to come up now, and I'm going to take a bite out of that fabric. Just a few little threads on the very end. The freezer paper inside sort of acts as a guide, so if I go into the freezer paper, then I know I've gone too far. And now I'm going to go right back down, almost in the exact same spot where I came up. Let me fix this. Okay, so let me go back. And this is the problem with freezer paper. It's cumbersome, so you have to fold it a certain way when you start handling it. So here's my last stitch. I'm going to scoot over about 1/8 of an inch, and I'm going to come up. I've taken a bite out of that, and then I'm going to go down almost exactly where I came up. So let me do it again. I'm going to scoot over about 1/8 of an inch from the last one. Notice I'm using my thumb here to help guide me when I pull that up. I've taken a little bite out of the red applique, and I'm going to go back down almost in the exact same spot where I came up. I'm going to scoot over about 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to come up, take a little bite out of the red background, and then I'm going to go right back down. Whoops, I'm going to go right back down in the background fabric. And I'm going to continue this all the way around. So what does it look on the other side? My stitches should be in a line. Unfortunately, that didn't turn out so well, but I'll continue stitching like this, and they'll be one after the other all the way around.